Ladies and gentlemen, it is Friday again, so you know what that means. It is a league change. Except that it's Thursday. I actually got this video out early for once. And yeah, so the league change is going to be, instead of Ultra League, we're going to Master League, but the Great League remix is going to be the same. So I already have a video for Great League remix, from literally last week, plus a whole bunch of videos of teams that are fantastic to use. So if you want to go check those out, definitely do that. If you subscribe to the channel, you would see those videos. So yeah, definitely check that out. But today we're going to go over the Master League. Even though this is the third time in the Master League, we're just going to make sure that we get everything down pat. So let's go ahead and get into it. But first, if you haven't, again, subscribe to the channel to catch all the videos coming out. And if you like this video, definitely hit the like button. Helps out with the YouTube analytics, the YouTube algorithm, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, we know how that is in Pokemon Go. So let's get into this. I don't want this video to be too long. So first of all, we're going to go over just the 7 best Mon in this league, kind of just the core meta. And it's going to be Solgaleo, Dialga, and Palkia, Origin or Altered form. Obviously, the Origin forms are better, they're just going to be better. They have better dragon finishing moves with Roar of Time and Spatial Rend. No debuffs there. Landorus obviously became king of this meta with Sandsear Storm. Ho-Oh is kind of fringe top meta. And then if you have Zygarde, you can use it. If you have Solgaleo, you can use it. Obviously, they're very good. Solgaleo, probably one of the best mythical mon to have in this league. And then Mewtwo is just a great just neutral matchup to everything. And then Shadow Mewtwo kind of does the same thing, except it's a little more frail but does a lot more damage. And I like Ice Punch just generally. There's so many dragons you're running to, so many Landorus. Yeah, you're going to be pretty bad against Solgaleo though. So okay, so the first team I'm going to go over here is my team. So the team I always use in Master League, and going to continue to use it. It's going to be Zacian with Quick Attack, Wild Charge, Close Combat with Dialga in the back, Dragon Breath, Iron Head, Draco Meteor. Really the only changes you can do there is Thunder, but it's not really good in this type of comp. And again, if you do have Dialga Origin form, you can always substitute that in for this Dialga. It is better. So just if you in any of these graphics, if you see the altered form and you have the Origin form, just plug that in. It's always going to be just slightly better. And then safe swapping Yveltal with Snarl, Dark Attack, Dark Pulse, and Oblivion Wing. And again, I like Oblivion Wing 80-something% of the time. But if you're running Focus Blast, it's fine. You're just going to have a little bit of weakness to Fairy on this team, especially, specifically like Xerneas or even... Well, actually, it's really going to be everything because you're going to be losing to the Charmers too. Togekiss is going to be a big problem without Oblivion Ring. All right, next I'll go over what I think is... The Flippin' Adventure just subbed while I was in the middle of making this, so thank you for that. I'm not streaming or anything, but sometimes it pops up in Streamlabs, so thank you for the sub. And I'm going to go over what I think is probably the best team in Master League, and it's going to be Origin Form Palkia, obviously Spatial Rend, the move of choice, and Aqua Tail, and then Solgaleo, and then Safe Swap Landorus Theron form. So Sandsear Storm and Stone Edge, just big hitting moves. Psychic Fang's going to be able to reduce the damage. Really, this team is an ABB against Dialga, Origin, or Altered. And it does a fantastic job at baiting out the Yveltals. If you've seen my old video of my team versus this type of team, they always pull out the Yveltal. Not much I can do though, and ends up being a pretty tough matchup here. I think this is actually the #1 team in Master League. So if you want to stop here, stop here. This is probably the best team, but it is very difficult to get. XLs on Solgaleo. The new Origin form, which I don't have. It hasn't been back in raids since then. Yeah, gonna go over another team here. Basically, you have to have done the Origin form raids. Again, I don't have either of these, but also you could plug in regular Palkia and regular Dialga. It is going to be slightly worse, But as long as you kind of have the Lando, you're going to be fine in this. Yeah, Lando, Palkia, Dialga, it's not really too tough of a comp here. You could save swap either. Personally, I like save swapping Dialga and then leaving Palkia to the end because Palkia actually has smaller moves it can get to, like the Aqua Tail, which was buffed this season. But most of the time, I think you're going to win with the Lando, and then just having the Origin forms in the back is kind of enough. This team is the quote-unquote toxic team that we showcased at the beginning of the season, and it's Kyogre in the front with Togekiss and Primarina. So specifically, this is targeting out the overabundance of Palkia Origin form, which is absolutely going to be on most teams. If they ever save swap into Palkia Origin form, you save swap into Primarina, you farm it all the way down. You don't have to shield, you don't have to do anything, and you can probably get a shield back with either Hydro Pump, which is a huge move, or Disarming Voice, which you might be able to get 2 of those off at the rate of a Hydro Pump. Well, you definitely will. So, and then you can always decide to go into a 2-shield matchup of any of these Charmers. You can definitely win switch almost whenever you want, unless there's a super hard counter to like a Steel type, Melmetal, Heatran. Those are some big ones, but they're gonna have to be running a bit of an RPS comp if they want to try to really hardcore threaten this team. So if you want quick matches and an actual really good team, this is definitely the way to go. I had a lot of fun with this team, and I know a lot of people have a lot of fun with this team. We have another video. Hopefully I can get the cards to work. Maybe you're seeing it right now in the top right corner. Click that if you want to see some gameplay. All right, and then this is just, hey, if you got it, you got it. This kind of like a super OP team, but you have to have XLs for 2 mythicals. You know what? You can run this kind of in any way you want. You can go ABB with Solgaleo in the front. I think most people do run the Zygarde in the front, basically winning most of the neutral matchups, and then having the 2 very different and distinct Mon in the back that are going to counter different things. So it's almost like you can think of it like a Lickitung in the front, have the safe swap in the front, and the 2 opposing things, which in this case would be like the Whiscash and the Skarmory type of Mon in the back. So they cover everything, and you just need to win the front. And Zygarde is very neutral into everything in this league, and it is bulk city. So yeah, if you've got it, run it. I definitely don't have it. I don't even have the Origin form Palkia, much less Zygarde. I do have a level 40-something Solgaleo, and I will use it this season, or I'll continue to use it in this season. And then this is just something I wanted to go over here at the end. If you want to make your own team, there's a lot of cores that are really insane here in Master League. So the first core is Palkia Solgaleo. That might be the best core, but also Palkia Lando is a very, very, very good core as well. An old core here is the bottom left is Dialgazation, which is definitely what I'm going to be using. Again, Origin forms can plug into any of the Dialga Palkia things in this video. I guess the rest of these are pretty old cores as well, but Ho-Oh Dialga is still going to have a lot of play in this meta. Obviously, Ho-Oh going to be very good against the likes of Solgaleo, the likes of Zacian, very good against Dialga as well. Another old core here, which I guess up to date would be, instead of just Groudon and Lugia, it would actually be Lugia and any ground type. So the more prevalent version of this nowadays is Lugia and Landorus Theron form, which is very good. Lugia, another very bulky Mon. If you don't have a Zygarde, you could definitely use Lugia. It's very bulky. The only thing is it only has flying attacks for its charge attacks, so that's going to be a little rough. But Dragon Tail hits a lot of things for neutral to super effective in this cup. So if you're seeing a lot of that Palkia, that's another one where Lugia is going to dominate that matchup. All right. That's going to be it here for me. This is Master League. It's the 3rd time we're having it, so if you've already found a team that's good for you, a good fit for you rather, then definitely just use that. Comfort with a team usually is better than just switching around teams. I know I tell my students all the time, Really, you just want to use the same team over and over and over and over. Get used to all the matchups. As long as it's a good core, it should be fine. And yeah, you'll find yourself winning more games by not switching teams. So if you like one of these teams, stick it through the whole week and tell me how it goes. And I'll see you in the next one. Hey, thank you for watching the video. And if you want to continue to support me, definitely click that subscribe button. You'll see any content coming out. And if you want another video on this same league for some more tips and tricks to other teams, check that video out right there. And I'll see you in the next one.